Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. We're going to talk about Rick and Morty. We're going to talk about the animation industry. We're going to talk about Justin Roiland, co-creator Justin Roiland. Unacceptable! Unacceptable behavior. Apparently, there are domestic violence charges being pressed against him. We're going to talk about this because this is not the kind of press that anybody wants for this show. For Rick and Morty, and definitely, you know, for anybody involved in this situation, it's horrible. Now, here's the thing. These are charges. These are allegations. And I want to disclaim that it's kind of the same situation, you know, with him as it is with others, where until it's proven, I guess, in a court of law, we don't know exactly, you know, what's actually going on here. These are the allegations, though. Mainstream media has picked it up that Yahoo Entertainment's like, you know, how will Rick and Morty be affected by star and co-creator Justin Roiland's domestic violence charges? You know, we'll talk a little bit more about that. We're going to go out to an article Mike Phelan did a couple days ago on clownfishtv.com. Yes, clownfishtv.com. We have a website. We've had a website for a couple of years now. Nobody seems to notice that we do, but we do. It actually does get, you know, some traffic. It does, but we don't promote it enough on the channel. So we're gonna start promoting it more on the channel here. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 287,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. Greatly appreciated. Make sure you're still subscribed. Again, for the umpteenth time, YouTube was up to shenanigans at the beginning of the month. A lot of creators lost about 4 days of analytics data, and then they put it back, and I hope they put it back correctly. But we also lost subs. So make sure you're still subscribed, ring the bell for notification. We're inching toward 300,000 subs. That would be awesome. I don't know what we're going to do for 300,000, but we'll figure something out. So thank you so much for the support. We do talk about animation. We talk about comic books. We talk about pop culture. This is an unfortunate story, so we're going to talk about it. Again, coming from clownfishtv.com via Mike Phelan. Domestic violence charges hit Rick and Morty's Justin Roiland. The star and co-creator of Rick and Morty, Justin Roiland, has been charged with false imprisonment and domestic battery. Wow. As reported by NBC News, the charges stem from May 2020, and Roiland has since pleaded not guilty. However, the case continues slowly through the court system, and many details are off limits to the public. Roiland was arrested in 2020, but released on $50,000 bond. I think I remember that. I vaguely remember that. The arraignment occurred in October of that same year. And of course, you know, Ezra Miller can do this, and, you know, nothing happens. But now people are questioning the future of Rick and Morty. Roiland's alleged victim has remained anonymous. She has a protective order against him, which forbids him from threatening, harassing, or monitoring her. He must also stay 100 feet away from the unnamed victim until the order expires later this year. Most of the information regarding this case is still under a protective order. Complete list of charges against him: 1 felony count of domestic battery with corporal injury, 1 felony count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, and or deceit. We're not sure when more info regarding the case will be released. Roiland is scheduled to reappear in court on April 27th. This follows his January 12th court date, where Roiland was offered a plea deal. Since all the court proceedings are so secretive, it's unknown whether he agreed to the deal or what's included. This isn't the first time he's been accused of scummy behavior. Now that the news about domestic violence charges are circulating, old skeletons are starting to tumble out of the closet. Be warned, some of the resurfacing tweets, texts, and videos are bad. Yeah, so this is, we'll look at a couple of these. I don't know what I can show on YouTube. I'm not going to show any videos, but here's a tweet thread from Scrayed Bunny Buns Cottontail. More awesome Justin Roiland stuff. Now, these are apparently legit, I guess. It'd be so fun to be able to sit down with a bunch of friends and come up with some really weird shit to make an episode about friends. Roiland said, "Come on, Ryan, tell them about our trip to Death Valley together. Underage girls, hiking while intoxicated, peeing in the guest center room, clogging the bathroom toilet, and flooding the hotel room. Name me 2 people who went through a wild ride like that together who aren't the best friends, or aren't the best of friends till death grips them and eternal horrors fill the void life left behind." Wow. Lot of stuff coming up. A lot of stuff coming up about potentially underage persons involved. And they do talk about Summer on Rick and Morty being underage. And yeah, that like seems to be kind of a thing, kind of an ongoing theme. So I'm just going to kind of leave that out there. That is something best left to people who want to wade into those waters. I really don't want to, because it gets creepy as hell. We'll go out to Yahoo now. How will Rick and Morty be affected by star and co-creator Roiland's domestic violence charges? Adult Swim, the nighttime version of Cartoon Network, declined to comment on the matter. An attorney for Roiland proclaimed his innocence. It's hard to overstate how inaccurate the recent media coverage of the situation has been, says his lawyer. To be clear, not only is Justin innocent, but we also have every expectation that this matter is on course to be dismissed once the district attorney's office has completed its methodical review of the evidence. We look forward to clearing Justin's name and helping him move forward as swiftly as possible. Meanwhile, social media users were already speculating that Roiland's case could or should mean the end. It's over. Rick and Morty bros, it's over. No more Rick and Morty. Actually, what they would do is they'd probably go on without him. I'm going to be honest, it makes money. They'll just go on without him. So here's the thing. Like, I don't know him. I don't know anybody who knows him, actually, off the top of my head. And I can't vouch for what the guy's actually like. Again, anytime these kind of accusations come up, there needs to be some proof. And it seems like a lot of the evidence is being hidden right now. I don't know what's going on. I'm just telling you what the media is saying. His lawyer says it's not true. So everything's an allegation, I guess, at this point. Is it honestly that hard not to be a massive creep and a leader in this industry? Well, here's the thing. So there are people that are going to be biased against this because they hate Rick and Morty. There are going to be people that hate him personally, but I am going to be honest. There are a lot of really weird people working in the animation industry. I mean, there really are a lot of stories. You start looking into it and you start looking into some of the people working in animation. There are some crazy ass stories going around. I mean, freaking, as I understand it, like Alex Hirsch had groupies, over a freaking cartoon show. And then we had, what were some of the other things that people were being accused of? Oh, the one showrunner from that one Netflix show was a woman stalking like a 14-year-old boy at a theme park or something. It's like, there's some weird shit. Like, you don't hear much about the people that just kind of keep their heads down and do their work and don't get into the drama, right? It's always like, there's always drama around this industry. So it doesn't help that, Dan Harmon is associated with Rick and Morty too. And that's a whole nother thing. Rick and Morty is one of several animated projects that Roiland's working on. He also works on Solar Opposites, which I haven't seen yet. Many records in the case are sealed. What is public shows that Roiland was charged in May 2020. He was arraigned. That's the same thing Mike said in his article. So we're not going to know much until April. And I don't know what's going on, guys. I think we'll see. We'll see if there's a difference between how they deal with Justin Roiland and how they deal with Ezra Miller. If he gets off with a slap on the wrist, that's fine. If not, and if there's evidence that he did it, it'll be interesting to see if he is dealt with in the same fashion as Ezra Miller, because Ezra Miller had a lot of things going on and got a slap on the wrist, probably because of the Flash movie. Rick and Morty makes a lot of money. It'll be interesting to see if they just kind of make this go away. I mean, maybe he's innocent. Again, I have no idea, but it is a huge controversy right now. Everybody's talking about it. Not a good look. Not a good look. And why is it, like, how hard is it for Hollywood to just fucking keep it in your pants? Keep it in your pants, especially if you are online. You're a social media personality. Like, people are going to text you all the time looking for hookups and stuff. This is what did Rooster Teeth in too, right? Like, they got into relationships with extramarital affairs with people that may or may not have been underage at the time. This is like the undoing of everybody in the cartoon industry and YouTube and all that, influencers. It's like groupies, I swear to God. And people are going to be like, I'm going to save this video because someday Neon's going to have groupies. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. I am way too boring and way too old for this shit. So, so I don't think there's any chance of me having groupies. Plus my wife would absolutely, positively kill me. They're going to be like, well, we're going to save that one too for when she murders you. whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. We'll keep an eye on the situation. Again, I can't say one way or another what happened. It's just it's sucks. I mean, if it's true, it really sucks. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.